I'm Helen Bird, the editor of Community Practitioner Journal. We are here for the CPHVA Charity of the Month for June, which is Scleroderma and Raynaud's UK. I'm here with Sue Farrington, who's the Chief Executive, and Jane Beach, Professional Officer at CPHVA. Great to see you. Thanks a lot for joining us, and congratulations on being Charity of the Month for June. If you could start off just by explaining a bit about the charity as it stands today, because I understand it's a merger of two charities, is that right?
Yes, about 2 years ago the trustees of both charities came together, recognising that there was so much overlap in the work that they were doing, and also they were going to the same community, asking the clinicians and researchers. So I think they then came to a decision that it would be good to explore whether the two charities could come together. And after proper due diligence, they decided that this would be a very good idea, and it was very much welcomed by the community, including the clinicians, to have one place where people could go. And that happened last year in June. The Charity Commission gave approval for SRUK to be established, and I joined the organisation in July, and then supported the merger and the creation of this new organisation.
Great. And how's it been so far? What's the I guess it was a bit of a challenge, but are you finding it's been a successful merger?
Very successful, and I think the reason that underpins our success is the strength of support from people who are affected by Raynaud's and Scleroderma, and the clinicians and researchers. Everybody wants it to work, and so with that kind of support, we can't do anything but succeed, really.
Sure. And Jane, you nominated SRUK, didn't you? And what prompted you to do that?
Well, I've been involved with the Scleroderma Society for a little while. Previous to that, I'd had contact with the Raynaud's Association because I've suffered from Raynaud's for quite a few years, and found it a really useful place to go for hints and tips, because I would go to the doctor about it from time to time, but you kind of get told to keep warm and avoid extremes of temperatures, which is not always easy. But actually on their website, and they have a shop where you can buy all kinds of different things. So I have silver socks and silver gloves, and there's lots of hints and tips. And I mean, a few years ago, my own condition kind of worsened, and at that point they've kind of said that it's kind of on the scleroderma spectrum, which was very scary when I kind of heard that. So I obviously went on the website and read up about scleroderma, and the more I found out about it, the more relevance I can see to health visitors and school nurses, because I'd never heard of it, to be perfectly honest, but now I realise actually children can suffer from it, so I think it's a really good opportunity to alert our members to the fact that these two conditions exist, and there's lots that can be done for them.
Sure. And Sue, could you just explain a bit more about the two conditions, and the sort of prevalence, the people who are susceptible, and the kind of symptoms and signs that health visitors and practitioners can look out for?
It's interesting because it's almost a tale of two extremes. There's Raynaud's phenomenon on the one hand, which is estimated to affect up to 10 million people, and then scleroderma on the other side, affecting round about 12,000 people in this country. And that's obviously rare.
Yes.
And one might wonder, well, why is this charity covering both conditions? And I think, as you were saying earlier, it is that overlap. 95% of people who have scleroderma have Raynaud's, and that's often one of the first symptoms or signs that somebody might have scleroderma. But for many people, Raynaud's, which affects the kind of flow of blood to the extremities, so that's hands, feet, nose, ears, and nipples. So the blood doesn't flow properly, so it means that your hands become numb, tingling sensation. Some people experience their hands changing colour from white to blue to red. And whilst many will manage with it and it'll be quite mild, for some it can become very severe with chilblains and ulcers, which do need treatment and do need the correct support. But there are lots of things, if you become aware of it and it's detected, and I think this is where the health professionals out in the community have got a fantastic role to play in helping to spot those symptoms and signs. So for Raynaud's, it's the kind of cold, sore hands with changes of colour, but for scleroderma, yes, Raynaud's phenomenon is a common symptom. But there are two other things to look out for: swollen joints in the hands, the Raynaud's phenomenon, and then reflux, problems with heartburn, etc. And if you've got those three, it possibly indicates there's an underlying connective tissue disease.
Yeah.
So it's best to go to the doctor and ask for a blood test, and also maybe suggest a capillaroscopy to kind of look at the blood flow in the hands.
Right, okay. And so in terms of CPHVA members, how would you like them to work with you as a charity, and how can they get in touch or sort of get involved with campaigns that you're running?
Well, we're already doing some work. We've put a briefing paper together on to support breastfeeding mothers, because quite often Raynaud's does occur then, and it's often misdiagnosed as mastitis.
Right, okay.
So if we can get the briefing pack out to community midwives and nurses and make them aware of that condition, you know, it's great that then mothers, breastfeeding mothers, don't get prescribed antibiotics unnecessarily.
Sure.
So that's a really important piece of work that we're doing, and increasing awareness. The other area is with school nurses, because it does affect children, and nurses can spot the signs, but more importantly they can support parents to approach the authorities.
Yeah.
Because there's very low awareness of this condition, as you were saying, people are a bit sceptical, and we've got one young girl who was wanting to wear gloves in the classroom, and they thought she was just being awkward and wanting to make a fashion statement, and fortunately the school nurse stepped in who understood the situation and was able to support her.
Yeah.
So the more awareness that we can raise, the less people will feel uncomfortable and awkward,
Yeah.
and able to talk about it.
Sure.
So it's really important.
Yeah. And is there an event coming up this year, a conference as well, that's going to help raise awareness of the two conditions?
We're doing a number of things across the year. We've got an awareness big campaign, and in fact you guys have kick-started it with us being Charity of the Year. We're doing, hopefully going out to the media with awareness around spotting the signs of Raynaud's and Scleroderma. But we've got a big conference happening on the 3rd of September, which is open to patients, but also we would encourage professionals to come and sign up.
Yeah.
And at the conference people will be hearing about the latest research and practical things that people can do to better self-manage.
Great. And obviously there's a Twitter chat on Tuesday, which is going to be really good to get people engaged and, again, you know, make people aware of the charity and its work. So yes, CPHVA Twitter Tuesday on Tuesday is going to be really important for as many practitioners to join as possible. And also, you know, we will continue as a journal community practitioner to raise awareness, and you know, any of the events that you're running and the campaigns, we're more than happy to cover those and just spread the word to members. So yes, I think you're doing some great work, and it sounds like, you know, these campaigns are really on the right track to getting practitioners aware and you know, supporting families and children who suffer with these conditions. So yeah, keep up the good work. And any last words from you, Sue?
Yes, I think I would like to say that we are open and welcome to suggestions. So if people have got ideas about resources or tools that we can produce to support professionals then we really want to hear from people.
Okay. Yeah, we can certainly again put a link on the website to invite people's views. So yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you, Jane. Any last words from you?
Just to say, obviously there are support groups as well. So for
Sure.
people that are affected by Raynaud's or Scleroderma, there's support groups in all of the areas. I run one in the West Midlands. So
Right.
the details are on the website. So yeah, that's going to be available.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you both very much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
And
Thank
again,
you.
congratulations on being Charity of the Month. And yes, as I say, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.